This type of window treatment is called a waterfall style tucked Roman shade. And you can see that it can lower and raise by this bead chain. And the way that we get this belly in the shade itself is that the lining, the space in the lining is obviously much shorter than the space in the outer fabric. And when you pull it up, this window treatment is specifically for a really tall French door. I'm guessing I'm not really sure what the room looks like. I think it's an office, but it probably goes out onto a patio or something. So generally, when you have a tucked shade, when you stack it, all of these spaces are exactly the same amount, but naturally you're going to have this kind of dripping down effect because of the way the material stacks in the back. So these rings stack up on top of each other, and this is really cool. These little plastic things are called orbs. A lot of times you'll see them on like athletic wear or ski jackets or something, but you just pinch it and it adjusts the string, so I can adjust the height of the string on the bottom rather than being on a ladder way up there trying to adjust the string at its very tallest point. Now with this fabric, this was a really tricky fabric, and I'm going to show you guys something. It's actually two different fabrics that I had to lay on top of one another, because as you can see, this white woolly fabric is really delicate and would be a pain in the behind to sew by itself. So what I did, and what the designer wanted, was to have this dark chocolate backing on it. So come over here, I'm going to show you something. When I laid out this fabric on itself, to get it to not move, I used this stuff, which is called Stitch Witchery. And it comes in different widths. This is about 1 inch. You can get it in like 1/2 inch and 3/8 of an inch. And what it does, I'm going to show you guys something really cool. I'll just rip off a piece. If you're working with difficult fabrics, especially like velvets and things like that, you can use Stitch Witchery to kind of hold things in place for you. Now, you're going to be able to see it. It's not going to disappear, but what it does, it's glue, so it sticks both layers of fabric together. Now, if you mess up, the cool thing about Stitch Witchery is that all you have to do is if this has cooled and you realize that you messed up and that it's not where you're supposed to be, just give it a lot of steam again, and then you can pull it right off of itself. Now, it's not a permanent hem. Some people use this as a permanent hem, but it will fall over time with sun exposure and everything like that. So its best application is just to kind of tack things down before you put your sewing machine on it. And this is my side hem. So you can see the whole length of my side hem. I serged it, but beforehand I used the Stitch Witchery underneath this vertical stripe here to hold everything in place, and it made my life a lot easier. But that's about it. That's Stitch Witchery, and it's one of my favorite tools to use, so go invest in it.